Hello guys, welcome to another of my videos. My name is Maya Marquez. And today we have another tutorial. So we're in that kind of mood. And what happens is that this tutorial, people have been asking me about my thumbnails. How do I put myself behind the letters? How do I put myself on top of the letters? Etc, etc, etc. So I feel the need to bring this tutorial to you guys. And so what I'm going to do is trying to do the quickest version of it all because it's very simple and you should be able to grasp it. We're going to be using two applications for this, and these are free applications. One is called Eraser and the other one is called Pixel Lab. And those are the applications that I actually use for all of my thumbnails, my banners, you know, pretty much a lot of that. And so I think that it is time for us to get to the tutorial. Let's get it started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go select Eraser. And so we go into Eraser, and this is just going to be so quick just to show you how I actually cut myself out. So what you're going to do is first of all, you're going to take a picture in the pose that you need yourself to be. So you have to think of your project before you take this step. So you need to do that. And for that, you're going to take the pose. So if you're going to be hugging letters, so you need to know which pose you're going to be taking. Now I'm going to show you the ridiculous photos that we took. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to gallery. And so what I do is like, let's say, let's go to Lightroom because those are where the originals are. And so as you can see, all these pictures right here are the poses I chose. So I took all these poses and so, you know, I've only used a couple of them like this right here. And then this right here. Well, actually this version without the sunglasses. I have one without the sun, this one right here. So as you can see, you'll start to recognize them. And this right here. So what I did is like, you see, I sat on a stool and etc. The mistake that I made, which is very important to mention, is that I use dark clothes on a dark background. You have to think of that when you take your photo. You want to take the opposite color clothes versus background. So if you have a dark background, you should have had light clothing like the pants also on the jacket and etc. So I didn't thought about that because it was my very first time. So I knew the concept, I knew what I wanted. I just didn't, you know, I learned this lesson the hard way. It's going to make it so difficult for you to erase. So once you select the picture, you can make yourself a lot easier by minimizing all the extra erasing that you're going to end up doing. And so you select it, and then this is just, you're ready to erase. You have an auto erase over here that what you're going to do is you select something and it erases, but you see it's because the actual clothes is dark, it's going to create that problem. So then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go back, and then you can reduce the amount of the cutout, and that should help you a little bit. So let's go to like 8 and see what happens. So that gives you a little better, you know, it's not gonna go eat so much into the clothes, but you essentially get the idea as to how you're gonna be cutting. So I could have done, so you erase it for the areas that it didn't do well, and then so oh, sorry, I'm causing myself problems, but you get the idea. And then so whatever. That's so cool is that when this happens, you zoom in and then you have a repair button, and you can make that thing, you know, pretty much and repair yourself. And so you can repair all the sections that you actually need fixing. So that's how you're going to cut yourself, you know, out of it, etc. And as you can see, once you're done, let's assume that we're done, and then you'll check your edges, and you can see some of the edges still have dark, and this is going to do, the more you increase, the more it's going to eat into the edge, and then you're going to end up with a very nice clean you know, cutout. So essentially, you know, then once you're done, you save. but we don't need that because I already did all the work. It's hard work. I'm telling you, you need to take your time and then do it the right way. So we're going to stop editing, and then I'm going to get out of this application because I already have my cutout done. And so what it is that once you save it, you go to your galleries, you're going to have an eraser folder where all your erased work is going to be in there. Everything that I use, everything that I erase. You see some of my work, like when I did Sharon Lua's banner, some of the cutouts and everything, and some of them are not like really perfect. You can see there's a little issues and everything, but it doesn't matter for me because the way I use them and the way I minimize them, it sort of fixes, you know, the issue. So you don't have to be like really anal about it, but do your best. You do the best work that you can on your cutouts. But you can see I already have my cutouts for several images, and you can see it was so hard to work on all these dark areas, but it's already all cut out and everything. So this is the one that we're going to be using on the project today, because we're going to be sitting ourselves on top of letters, on top of the words, on top of the miniature picture. So let's go to it. And what we're going to do now, we're going to move on to Pixel Lab, which is where we're going to do our miniatures. I already have the project done because I've done it a while back and I saved my projects. So we're going to go to the project that I'm going to be presenting to you guys today. And so here is the project. Here it's already done. As you can see, you know, I'm going to show you the layers that I have for this project. And these are all the layers that we have. The very first is the background layer. The white part, the actual very back, it's not considered a background, it's considered the size image. So that I leave it at a color white, so that it creates this frame that is going to wash off when I upload it on YouTube, when people use the white version of YouTube. Now they did a black version, but not everybody uses it. Everybody, you know, a lot of people like the white like me, and it washes off, so it creates this three-dimensional effect. So that is some of my style, something that I like to do. But anyway, the point of this video, it's about how to put yourself on the letters. And so this is how I do it. So I have the background image, which is selected, as you can see, which is the image right here that is smaller on with the graphics. And then we have the, if I select this, which is the bar, the color bar that's on the bottom, which is supposed to be what holds the letters, you know, sort of. It grounds the letters on the picture. And then we have the first word, or the back word, which is optimizar, which is optimizing and for my Spanish channel. And then we have como, which is this bigger letters, sorry, which is how to. So essentially what it says is how to optimize your videos, your YouTube videos, which that's the actual front letters. And which actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move them to the very top because they should be the very first. Now you don't want to, you have to know the position in which you want that layer, because see, if I move the myself to the layer, now I have letters in front of me. It just doesn't look right. So you have to know the right position, or the position that you need yourself to be in the image. So in this case, that's the right position. So if I was to select myself, then you can see how I resize myself. Let's go to the correct tab in which we can manipulate the image, which will be the center image right here, the center thing right here where my finger is at. So that's where the tab that allows you to manipulate images, etc., shapes and stuff. Because if you go to letters, it's going to be for letters, but because we don't have letters selected, we can manipulate letters at this moment. So if I go and select, open my tabs, my layers, and then I select a phrase of the actual letters, you can see the bar activated. Now I can manipulate those letters by positioning, shadows, three-dimensional, etc., etc., anything you can do with it. So in this case, we're gonna reselect myself, and then go to the correct tab, which is like the one that I pointed. And so right here now we can actually let's say we can, you know, manipulate the position in which we want ourselves. I cancel that because I don't need it. The resizing, you know, you can make yourself as big, as small as you need to be. We're going to cancel that because we're in the right position. But we still have minor problems. And I did the banner. I mean, I did this work. And right now, as I was assessing it for this video, I realized that I could have done even better. And so this application allows you to fix even further. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the magnifying glass up here so that we can go zoom in and zoom out on the photo without discombobulating the image. Because if you don't select that, if you do not select this and you try to do a zoom in or whatever, or move in, it's going to move whatever it selects, because by touching you select the layers. So the way that I like to do is I activate my layer so that I can manually select it over here and know which one I'm working on and not mess with it. So we're going to select our magnifying glass, and then so we can zoom in and see exactly how our butt looks in the letters. And as you can see, the butt is not 100% there. So what you're going to do is once you select yourself and you're all completely zoom in, you can keep the magnifying glass activated. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go select erase, and then this eraser does not work as well, or the way that I would love for it to work. It's very complicated, and I'm going to show you what it works. So right here we go into zoom in so that we can see, because we're going to be working on our butt cheek. And then what it's going to do, you have to deselect this zoom in order to use the eraser. Now the levels that are here are fine. This level right here to the left right here, that one activates the blur effect. This activates, I forgot what it activates, but we're not for that right now. So what I'm gonna do, it's actually erased some of this, kind of like this, and see if it works. Sometimes it doesn't work, so you're gonna have to go back and forth, kind of. But that's what's so difficult about this eraser, because if I could see myself, what I'm erasing, and sort of bring the background of where I'm sitting on into the image of the eraser, see, I don't get to see. I only get to see the part that I'm erasing. I don't get to see the part that I want to erase for. So I can't be precise. That's the downfall about this eraser. I wish they will fix that, where I can see the background or bring the background three-dimensionally. And so they did some changes, and I have to learn on them. This was not on the bottom. As you can see, this bar was not there before, and so I have to learn what it is for. Some new changes, they just happened and I don't know about them, so I'm not going to talk about them right now. So we're going to go and do this and then keep going at it until we're happy with what we're doing. Sometimes you're going to mess up and you're going to have to back up and start all over. That's what makes it so difficult about this eraser situation. So let's go with that. And then so sort of it gives the effect. I could do way better, but we're not going to sit here and try that, you know. So now it makes it seem like I'm actually sitting on the letter. So when we zoom out, because the thumbnails are always small, people don't get to see like super detail. This actually kind of looks good. Like I'm actually sitting better on top of the letter. So now we're select. And so once you're done, that's pretty much how I put myself on top of the letter. So that will be pretty much it. That I can show you, because that's what I wanted to make this video so narrow and so simple so that you can understand how I do it. That's very simple. If you want me to make the actual tutorial on how, which is a little different, and there's a different technique on how I put myself, and let me show you the project, which let's go change a project. Here it is. Wow. Yes, we want to change projects. So this right here, it's very interesting because the way that I actually make myself right there actually hold the letters. So it gives that effect that my body is behind the letters, my arms are on top of the letters and holding that. So when I took this image, I took it with the purpose of me visualizing the actual finished product, which was I'm going to be like I'm leaning on top of the three-dimensional letters, holding them. So that's a really cool effect that you can do. And so if you want me to bring that tutorial, it's almost similar to this but it has a couple tweaks and the double image that I have to work. You let me know in the comment section below if you want to learn that, and then I'll work hard on making that tutorial happen. So let me know on the comment section below, like I said, if you want me to bring you that tutorial. It has a little tweaks, like I said, so that you can actually learn to take your thumbnails up a notch and then just like bring this juicy, delicious thumbnails that just attract attention, etc., etc. And it's gonna make your work that much important, that much attractive, which is important, you know, like you want to present a thumbnail that is not like clickbaity, but it has the attention that it needs to actually, you know, make people click on the actual video. So you let me know, comment down there, and with that, I'm gonna end this video. If you are new to this, please give us some support by subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything, so press that button. I totally appreciate it. Thank you so much for all of you who constantly show me support, and all of my subscribers. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And so I keep seeing you guys on the Facebook groups and, you know, chatting it up and having so much fun. But with that, I'm gonna end this video. Don't forget to give it thumbs up if you liked it. And with that, we'll end the video. Bye.